Hello and welcome to the Friday. Today's episode is a little different. This is a new thing that I'm going to try doing called the news story. Essentially, we all see the news, we all hear the news. The news tells us who, what, where, why. No, they don't. Tell us who, where, when, how, but they never tell us that why. And so the news story is going to be a look at possible whys for things that have happened in the news. Some will be more funny, making up fictional stories, elaborate tales. Some will be more serious. Today's is a little bit more serious. So welcome to the first news story. On Monday, there were two explosions at about 2:50 p.m. on April 15th, Monday, that they were 10 seconds and 550 feet apart from each other. Two devices were found, shrapnel of them anyway. One was definitely a pressure cooker, they found out. The FBI determined that one of the explosives was a pressure cooker filled with nails, metal ball bearings, other small pieces of metal. They were definitely designed to cause the maximum amount of damage possible. That leaves us with who. Now who, they don't know yet. The motivations and reasons and who actually did it is all still up in the air, according to the FBI as of right now. They do, however, have two suspects. These are their pictures here. And if you have any information, go to FBI.gov and they would be happy to hear your information. Now, I'm going to leave these up here for a minute while I talk to you about something else that is not currently being talked about very much by the news. And this is where the news story kicks in. The news story implies a story, a character maybe, some whys, like an obstacle, a goal, something that they are trying to achieve. Now, to help understand this, I've done a lot of research. So I'm going to go ahead and take these pictures down now, but if you see these people or have any information for the FBI, they always appreciate the help. Go tell them. But I've done tons of research on my own about this since Monday when this happened, and I've been poring over stuff non-stop pretty much. I found out that there are two different types of targets for terrorists in general. There are soft targets and there are hard targets. Hard targets are like the World Trade Center towers, or the Pentagon, or the White House, or a military base. Places that would have beefed up security, places that would be not logical places to attack because it would require so much effort, so much difficulty, so much communication and planning and forethought and subterfuge and all this stuff that would be required. A whole organization is required, really, to pull off a hard target like that. Now, the reason for that attack, though, the reason behind it, is that they want to make the people feel like they can't depend on the government for safety, that they no longer feel safe and secure from the people that are supposed to be taking care of us, keeping us safe, that destroys that feeling of safety and security. Second type of target is soft targets. Soft targets are places that are very easy relatively to hard targets to get to. Places that would cause lots of disturbance, lots of chaos, lots of panic. Ideally, in a terrorist's mind, they want to make everybody afraid that you and me could walk down the street and have this happen to us. Well, I don't know about you personally, but I had signed up to run a marathon myself. 5K, not 26.2 miles, but still. I had signed up before this event happened. Do you think that I'm going to sit down and say, I'm going to stay home because that might happen again. No, of course not. Because that's not going to happen again. And if it does, people will show their true face again. And that true face is of good, of amazing people. People who ran 26.2 miles in the cold, in the early morning. I can't do that personally. And these people were able to do that. And not only that, but then realizing that there was a need, they ran 2 more miles additional to the hospital to donate blood, which is going to wipe you out even more. Just the sheer amount of sacrifice. And the hospital said in a Twitter post that day that due to the sacrifices of everyone involved, that there was plenty of blood on the shelves to go around. That's fantastic. That's amazing. The thing that matters in the end is how we as a people, as humans, as individuals, with our own thoughts and ideas and emotions, how we individually handle this crisis. How are you going to handle this crisis happening? How am I going to handle this crisis happening? I am going to continue about my daily life. Not like nothing happened. Like something happened. And if that something was a couple of cowards trying to cause chaos and panic and fear, and instead generating selfless sacrifice, goodness. Finally, before I go, I wanted to share with you something that Patton Oswalt said. He said something the other day, and it spread across the internets like wildfire, and with good reason. He said other things before this, but this part was what really hit me. He said, "This is beyond religion or creed or nation. We would not be here if humanity were inherently evil. We'd have eaten ourselves alive long ago. So when you spot violence or bigotry or intolerance or fear or just garden variety misogyny, hatred, or ignorance, just look it in the eye and think the good outnumber you. And we always will. And I hope that you continue to be the good in the world. And you continue to be as awesome as you are. And I'll see you next time. Before I go, I just wanted to thank you for watching this first edition of News Story, hopefully one of many to come. Probably going to be a once a month, once every 2 month kind of deal. So recurring, but not that often. We'll see how it goes. Also, I wanted to leave you with 2 things. One being the footage, a link to the footage of the 2 suspects that the FBI have right now, the surveillance footage. That's right here. Also over here is today's episode of Clonesome, episode 15, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next week. Bye.